Welcome back to the Hawaiian Pro. Last quarterfinal on the day. Wade Carmichael, Ezekiel Lau, Ricardo Christie, Hizanomi Batero. Australia, Hawaii, New Zealand, Brazil, all represented in this ultra stacked quarterfinal heat. Chris Cote here with Pete Mel, and Pete, the buzzer rang, bam! One of the best sets we've seen of the entire morning, and it started with Wade Carmichael.
Nice arc to start. Lots of open face for Carmichael. He knew what he did last heat. Got a huge score right out of the gates, and he's looking like he's done that again. Nice mix of maneuvers there, variety. Beautiful surfing from Carmichael. And then Huzunome, a little frothier wave here, floats up there, and too much weight on the front foot. High sides and goes down, a 1 point ride basically for him. But what a start for Wade Carmichael. It's going to be a gigantic score right out of the gates.
That's like when you're not paying attention and then bam, out of nowhere,
left hook
slapped. Hawaii, they call that a false crack. And that's exactly what Wade Carmichael just did. You know, again, with the buzzer just having went off, he got an incredible wave. But
look at this.
Yeah, watch out. Ezekiel Lau right behind Wade.
Wow, two nice hooks. Look at this barrel ride. Unfortunately there, not able to squeeze his way out, but those two first turns were solid as they come, and what I really liked about Ezekiel's wave.
We heard from Felipe Toledo he's not going to be surfing Sunset. He's going to concentrate on Pipeline. Are you going to be in the second jewel of the Vans Triple Crown? Are we going to see you at Sunset Beach?
Yeah, I will surf Sunset as well. I already got second there in another year, and it's a wave that I like. It's really hard to surf that wave, and
it's nothing to snide at, right?
That's a good week on the North Shore.
It's a couple house payments.
Look at Ricardo Christie's first wave. This was a 6.83 feet.
Well, and he gets to the inside here, and this is where this wave steepens up for him, and he goes to work. Just fire hoses off the rail of that board. That's the type of surfing that's going to get pretty good points, and he's done that, a 6.83 on a mediocre wave.
Well, late takeoff, Hizanomi Batero.
Climbs the whitewater, and this one's off the reef, so he's going to probably only get one big opportunity, and that's what he does. He tries to throw the reverse, and then behind him, Ezekiel Lau gets that 8.17, and here he is again, looking at pretty much the rights the entire time. And good job by him because it's working for him. Again, another nice wave here to back up the 8.17. So early momentum with that white jersey. Carmichael now trying to better a 9.27. Anything he puts on the board right now will go into his two-wave total. So again, two waves ridden.
That was a good exchange right there.
Yeah, it was. Everyone got a little piece.
That wasn't even really a real set. Kind of a mid-ranger right there
from Channel Islands, and
he's got it.
Yeah, well, and he's got a lot of different models, so he's able to choose whichever club out of the bag that's going to work for him.
This is Ricardo Christie. His board looking just precise as he manages to regain control after almost digging, and he is riding a Mayhem surfboard.
Well, Matt's been able to work closer now with Ricardo. I'm sure that there was, shapers that were working out of, the Mayhem factory down there in New Zealand, and I don't know exactly if you have, but Australia, I know they've got a crew there, but I'm sure a lot of his boards now coming out of the hands of Matt Biolis, letting him add a little extra magic and helping Ricardo to pull moves off like that.
Well, Matt has a huge team of surfers to kind of choose from to work with, and he will cite Ricardo Christie as one of his favorite guys to make boards for. So that relationship obviously paying off. I said yesterday that I thought Ricardo Christie was probably the most improved surfer on the World Championship Tour, and he just keeps on improving with every event. Really fun to watch. Well, here goes Wade Carmichael. Nice, heavy-footed opening salvo of turns. Quick combination surfing. All the way to the inside, jamming the closeout section. Wade Carmichael looking very impressive, but right behind him, Ezekiel Lau laying down the law on that first turn, going down and through his second turn. Looked like he scared that wave into submission with that first sliding power hack.
Well, he's starting to push it a little bit, and that's what you need to do here as you get into these quarterfinals and into the final series, is you watch just unleashing.
That's
he is
insane.
a big boy. We talk about how strong he is, and it reflects in his style in surfing. But then the first wave, and look how round and smooth Wade Carmichael surfs, and it's so pleasing to the eye when he goes and does those turns too. Just fwing! You see the white water fly off the rails. I think he's going to do better that 5.8 and extend his lead for Wade Carmichael, and he is by far one of the informs, and we've been able to see him from the very early rounds. And each and every one of those rounds, he has been impressing not only us, but all the fans on the beach.
Yeah, definitely growing in popularity. He was a guy with no sponsor, kind of doing the credit card tour, flying around the world in his own dime, competing, and found himself getting into some QS 10,000s. And so far, it's paid off for him as he is looking unstoppable right now. Well, Ezekiel Lau needs a 6.91, so we're waiting for that last score on the one big powerhouse turn. Ezekiel Lau, of course, one of the favorites from Hawaii to qualify for the World Championship Tour. And a really fun surfer to watch in any size waves.
Wade Carmichael's third wave starting to post now.
On screen, Ricardo Christie. He's in third place right now, and his job, I think, is going to be pretty tough with Wade Carmichael surfing the way he is.
Hey, Peter Mel, back up to you.
Thanks, guys, and right back into it. Wade Carmichael just picking up where he left off. He's got a 9.27 and an 8.37. And he is just keeping the pedal to the metal. I'm starting to really enjoy watching Wade Carmichael surf. I always knew that he was a real blue-collar, grindy surfer. But it just seems like he is gaining confidence, and the power, the momentum, everything is kind of going his way right now, Pete.
Yeah, and he's not changing up anything. He's been starting out of the gates, instantly getting a big score. The 9.27 did that again in this heat, and he's just been riding each and every set. He's not trying to be too picky.
But right now, he is just lost here in the Haleiwa lineup. Two very poor waves ridden for Hizunumi Batero. And here goes Wade Carmichael. Again, this wave with fourth priority, taking the high line through the inside, pulling out, saving energy. He'll get right back out in the lineup. 5 minutes and 51 seconds to go. Rather large trucks driving around with huge Kahuku flags flying, and
They're proud of their football team here. I mean, in the Kahuku Red Raiders, they've won state championships left and right, so they are a school to be reckoned with.
but here goes Hizunumi Batero, finally getting something going. Might be too little, too late, as he is comboed.
He's got his rally flag out, though.
I'm really surprised of his performance in this heat, because, like I said, he has been probably one of the most lethal surfers throughout this entire competition, smashing his way through heats, and this is not indicative of how good he is. He is in a rough spot right now.
Yeah, it happens sometimes, man. It's just, you just all of a sudden, one thing happens at the beginning of the heat where, and I think it was that set wave. He was like in position for a really good set wave, and the wave shut down on him. He did that big floater, and that kind of put him out of rhythm for the rest of the sets. Whereas if he had probably completed that wave and put a good score on the board, we might see a different Hizunome.
Ricardo Christie has priority. Paddling into this one. It's got a good line on it. Goes into the lip. Nice opening turn. A quick reactionary snap into the end section. So 3 solid turns. He likes it. He needs a 6.68. But Ezekiel Lau is right behind him, trying to replace a 5.33. 2 big turns on the outside section. Makes his way with a third turn, looking at the closeout. Bam! Nails it. And you hear the cheerleaders in the background with every turn.
That was a huge exchange. Wild. It was a huge exchange because Ricardo Christie was on an awesome wave. Let's get to the action, though, real quick. Your heat leader.
Wade Carmichael, yet again, showing wave selection prowess, power through every maneuver. And he's going to call it a day. And a job well done for Wade Carmichael. 9.27 and an 8.37. He just keeps on posting those excellent scores. Here's where things get interesting. As usual, in the last minute, this is the exchange. Ricardo Christie versus Ezekiel Lau.
Well, he had first priority, right? So gets that first snap, attacks the second one, able to get to this third turn, completes this wave, looking at a 6.68. He likes it, had to look over his shoulder. This is live action.
Live action, Hizanomi Botero. His first scoring wave comes through to 5. He needs an 8.5. You've gotta go harder than this. 3 turns. And there is your conceit to defeat right there for Hizanomi Botero. But a great run for Botero. Like I said, he's been doing really good throughout this competition, but he will go down. And here's the answer back from Ezekiel Lau.
Well, he looks over the shoulder. This is Ricardo, sees this wave, and does this better a 5.33? Because if it does, it's going to make that allocation of Ricardo Christie a little bit higher. Scores coming in now, and it's going to be a close one. It's coming down to that exchange. The heat's over.
Oh man!
Again,
now we got to be in this position again, waiting for the score. I mean, it's nerve-wracking up here. You can only imagine what's going on through the mind of Ezekiel Lau and Ricardo Christie.
Get the cameras on them. Let's see it. We're waiting on scores here. Ricardo looks like he's going to get the score that he needs to overtake second, but we have not seen anything yet from Ezekiel Lau's fourth wave.
Well, if the crowd has it their way, of course, Ezekiel Lau has a massive fan base on the beach behind us. You heard with every turn the oohs and ahs and the cheers coming from the Ezekiel Lau crew. So Ricardo Christie's score comes through. It's a 7.60. Ezekiel Lau, he now needs a 6.26. Scores coming through. It's enough. Ezekiel Lau gets a 6.93. That'll be it for second place, advancing through into the semifinals. Wade Carmichael and Ezekiel Lau. There's the celebration.